This is my 2019 Mazda 3 hatchback all-wheel drive. Some of you on the channel, at least 60,000 of you, probably don't even know that I own this car. I have not made an update video in 2 years on my 2019 Mazda 3. And the reality of it is that in those 2 years, I've only done about 6,000 to 7,000 miles in it. And so today, I am finally going to resurrect the Mazda 3. We are going to talk about it, we are going to drive it, we are going to re-register it, and all of that. So please stick with me. I apologize that it's been nearly 2 years since an update, but here we are. We're finally doing one. So the first part of this video is going to be talking about the car, and then we're actually going to go do stuff. So why haven't I been driving it, and why is it dead as a doornail here in my garage, covered in a layer of filth? Well, the brutal honesty is the fact that I review cars full time. And because of that, I get one, usually two pressed cars every single week. So a pressed car is when a manufacturer sends me a vehicle to drive around for a week and do a video about. I usually don't have to pay for gas with those cars. I don't have to pay for tolls with those cars. I'm not putting miles on my own car. I get to drive those cars through the salt and the snow, and it doesn't rust. Well, it will still rust them, but they're not my car. It's a rental car, essentially. And so they are free cars. They're normally sometimes six-figure cars with refrigerators in them and massage seats and, you know, all of the bells and whistles. And so I drive those cars around as my daily cars, and it changes every single week. You'll see here in a second that I have a Jeep Grand Wagoneer this week. And so, to be brutally honest, I just haven't had to drive this car. There wasn't really much reason. If you got a brand new car every single week, you probably wouldn't drive your car either. However, I know putting a lot of miles on your car isn't good, but I also know that having the car sit inoperable for a long time is also equally, if not worse, for the vehicle. And so that is why we are going to be resurrecting it here today. First of all, get this car running. I know the battery is flat. I know it's going to need at least a jump, but I assume a new battery because it's been flat for a very long time. So we'll probably have to get a new battery to get it up and running. The second thing that we have to do is get this car re-registered. My license plate sticker expired back in August, and I haven't driven it since last August, and so it's been unregistered or lapsed in its registration, so we'll have to go take care of that. So that's the plan. Job number one is to get it started. I'm gonna pull in the Jeep here in a second, try to jumpstart this battery, see if there's any juice in it at all, but I think we're gonna have to make a run to the parts store either way. So it's time to come back. Your day in the sun is here, and let's get to it. Yeah, okay, it is as dead as a doornail. I tried to jumpstart it even with the Jeep, and it's just not cutting it. So we are gonna make an auto parts store run, go buy a new battery. It's probably gonna set us back. My guess is gonna be $250, but as you saw, the corrosion on those terminals is pretty bad. It's gonna need a new battery anyway. I wanna at least see if we can get it started. It does not wanna start. So to the parts store we go. All right, so we went to Walmart and we got a new battery. The reason I went to Walmart for a battery and bought a cheap one is 160 bucks, is the fact that honestly, this battery will probably go flat again. As much as I am excited to get this car back on the road and driving it and all that stuff, it is still going to sit a lot. Like, it's not going to go back into 1,000 miles a week like I was doing years and years and years ago. So if the battery goes flat again, I would rather be $150 in the hole rather than $250 in the hole. So, yeah. Anyway, now we have to get the old battery out. Oh, jeez. All right. Broke it loose. My God. So I actually get the terminals off is a 10 millimeter, and I assume the bracket holding this down is also a 10 millimeter. If you've never worked on Japanese cars before, basically anything can get done. You could do anything to them with a 10, 12, 14, and maybe a 17 millimeter, but that's about all you need, which is really, really nice. Ugh. All right, that's not lovely. Definitely gonna wash that off before we reinstall that. And honestly, I might put a coat of paint on it. It is rusting, which is not great, but that should mean we can take this sucker out. All right, seems to fit pretty well, but the big test before we get everything all nice and buttoned up is to make sure that it works. All right, ladies and gentlemen, fingers crossed. I have not heard this thing start in months. I'm hoping that it starts now. I don't know if that's more depressing or embarrassing, but it's definitely something. All right. Okay. Take two. Oh, we have lights in here. She lives! Oh. Ooh, I already smell the bad gas. We have life. Now, there is a ticking noise. This car always kind of ticked a little bit. The injection pump is very loud, but also it doesn't really have much oil. No oil's been circulating, so kind of to be expected. But let me clear out in front of this, and we can pull it out into the sunshine. We're not going to tie the battery down quite yet, but at least let's get some sun on this beauty. All right, my first drive in the Mazda 3 without my appendix, under full ownership, because I forgot to mention, I paid this car off over the winter while it was down. So it is officially mine. I have not driven this car since it officially became mine. We're gonna take it really nice and easy because the battery is not strapped down, but the rotors have quite a bit of surface rust on them. I'm driving my Mazda 3. It has been way too long since I have done this. I can hear... Oh, the brakes are bad. I might need to do brakes and rotors. Ooh, the transmission was not happy to shift there, but no lights or anything. Yeah, it's gonna take a little bit more polish to get this thing back to where it was. AC's working too, so I'll take that. Not bad. Oh, even the turn signal is a little bit sticky. Yeah, people, if you can help it, don't let your car sit. I let this thing sit for way too long. This is fully my bad, but back in the Mazda 3, running and driving, feels good. It somewhat, I know I'm kind of staring down the barrel of getting this thing fully roadworthy again. At least up to my standards where I would feel good jumping into it and driving it across the country on a whim. But moving and grooving under its own power, more than it's done since September or August or whenever I last drove it. It's getting smoother as I drive, definitely blowing the cobwebs off. But yeah, these rotors are warped pretty bad, and I'm sure the tires are flat spotted a little bit as well. So job one, done. It's running and driving. So the rotors look better after the drive, but they still don't look very good. So that'll probably be in the future. We already did the rotors once on this car around 60,000 miles. Now it has 113,000 miles on it, so I guess maybe it's time anyway, but yeah, there you go. So yeah, you can see definitely some lot rot on those rotors, so those will probably have to get swapped out. But there we go. Just the amount of filth on this thing is crazy. I mean, ugh. Yeah, and then we have this. So this is the amount of corrosion that was on the battery that we pulled out of the car. I mean, that's insane and extremely disgusting. So this battery has been through it. We got this battery in 2022 down in Austin, Texas, off of basically an emergency because the battery went flat. But there we go. So job one done. Car is running, done with that. Next step is to register it. I will also work on cleaning up the battery bracket. We're definitely gonna wanna do that. But registering it, that's job two. Let's get to registering it. So here in Illinois, you need to get your vehicle emissions tested every 2 years in order to keep the registration current on your vehicle. So every 2 years, if you want to keep driving your car, if it's newer than 1996, you have to take it to these buildings, you get out of the car, they scan your OBD2 sensor, make sure that everything is running properly, and then you go on your merry way. They no longer test your tailpipe or do any crazy tests. They just make sure that there's no engine codes, and then you're good to go. I failed! God damn it! Because the catalytic converter and the evap system aren't ready because I just replaced the battery, so it cleared all the codes because the car was dead for so long. It cleared all the codes, so it just can't read the catalytic converter and evap system. It said that they told me that now I have to drive the car for a few more days until that cycle goes through. I can't drive the car because my plate is out of registration. Gosh darn it. This is so stupid. So stupid. I hate this state. Although it does list down here my wait time was 1 minute and 17 seconds. So, relatively efficient in that regard. All right, looks like we're gonna put some miles on this car and come back and test it again. Yay! Wasting an hour of my life because a stupid sensor wouldn't read. Yeah! All right, day 2, we're back again. I swear if I don't pass, I'm gonna scream. All right, with that finally done, the last thing we need to do in this video is wash this dang car because there's still a thick layer of dust on it. So let's go do that, and then we'll have some closing remarks at the end that might be a little lengthy. And so, with all of that done, we are officially back. The Mazda 3 is registered, it's running, and it's on the road yet again. I cannot even begin to describe how good it has felt the last couple of days to be back driving my own car. It is such a great car. I fell in love with this car back in 2020 when I bought it. I am still over the moon with it here today. Now, with all of this being said, the journey with this car is far from over. We still have a lot to do. First of all, I really want to redo that battery bracket. I have a buddy who does sandblasting and powder coating, so we'll probably take a trip over to his shop and do a whole video about that process. We also need to take this to get an oil change. The oil in here is over a year old, which I tend to not like in my cars, and so we'll take it to Mazda of Naperville. We will get it serviced, take a look at it, see what it officially needs as well. The brakes will need attention condition at some point. As you saw, they do have some lot rot on them, and they're not in the best shape, not in tip-top like I might want it. And the other thing is that we will do some modifications at some point. The warranty on this vehicle is over. I no longer have a warranty on this car, and so I want to do some type of catback exhaust. I would like to do some type of wheel and tire upgrade, and at some point, I would like to do a lift kit on this car. They sell an 1.5-inch lift kit for about $400 because I want to take this on the Alcan Highway up in Alaska. That is a very far-fetched idea that will not happen anytime soon. There's a lot of other things that have to happen before that. I need to get married. Things like that need to happen before I start doing crazy trips and modifications. But that is now the long-term goal. Updating this car every 15 or 25,000 miles like I was doing in the past just isn't feasible anymore because this is still not going to be my main mode of transportation. I am still going to put it away for winter, hopefully put it on a battery tender that actually works this year, but I'm gonna try to keep it out of the salts. I'm gonna try to keep miles off of it when I can, although I am going to do a better job about driving it more often than I have in the last 2 years. So this doesn't mean that this is going to be a mainstay, huge part of the channel like it was back in the day, but it is here, it is back on the road, and gosh darn it, does it feel good to say that. I still love this car tremendously. I actually also have a Volkswagen GTI press car at home right now, and I've been driving that around a little bit, and I still think I made a good decision in buying this. So, that is the update on the Mazda 3. It is on the road, it is happy, it is great. I am happy to be back in it. And you will see this car on the channel more, not a whole ton more, but you will see it on the channel more. And I'm excited to share this journey with you as we start to maybe do some modifications, a little bit more maintenance, and just kind of watch how this car ages. I have zero interest in selling it. I have zero plans to sell it. And so I'm excited for you guys to join me on that journey. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I am so sorry that it took me 2 years to update this car or update you guys on the whereabouts of this car, but here it is, and I'm so incredibly excited to share it with you now. But until next time, the next update, which will probably be the battery bracket or oil change, take care, everyone.